What is up guys, it's your boy Solheim here, back with another Dragonflight Goldmaking video. So today we're taking a look at professions in Dragonflight, and I want to give you guys some advice when it comes to professions and talk a little bit about professions. So this video will be very relevant to most of you, especially now in the coming weeks, and we're talking about something called Artisan's Mettle. So if you're doing professions in Dragonflight, you can notice this item right here, the Artisan's Mettle. This will be required in abundance when crafting different crafts. So for example, if I can just go to this guy right here, if you're buying the research right here, for example, you will see that you're spending 150 Artisan's Mettle on this one, and you're also spending 200 on this one, and you're spending them on different techniques from the NPC as well. Based on which professions you have, you will have tons of techniques and recipes available that you can actually use this Artisan's Mettle for, and you want to use them for this just to give yourself more skill points, for example. So like by getting these ones for inscription, you will now get +1 skill point based on getting the first craft bonus. And just to show you guys a couple more ways, you will need a ton of Artisan's Mettle in the coming week and the coming weeks as well. If you're going for example, professions, and you want to have the best professions available, you need the best profession equipment available as well. So let's go to alchemy, for example, because I already made a video about alchemy and enchanting for gold making, and when it comes to this, you want to have the best tools available, and they are the blue ones that you will have to place a work order for because they're bound when picked up. These ones will give you a bunch of extra skill points for your professions, +10, +6 and +6, and also more stats than the green profession items. Now to craft these ones, you will have to provide 225 Artisan's Mettle for one of these ones, for example, and for the hat you also have to provide 225, and for the tool itself you have to provide 300. So for the two accessories you have 225 Artisan's Mettle each, so that's 450, and 300 for the tool itself. That means that you will have to spend 750, if I did my math right there, 750 Artisan's Mettle on just getting yourself the blue profession equipment items, and that is a bunch of Artisan's Mettle. If you have two crafting professions, 750 should be all you have pretty much when it comes to Artisan's Mettle. And this is not like the only way you want this. You want this for several reasons. Artisan's Mettle, like we're just scratching the surface here, and this will be highly in demand from week 2, and even though you might have a lot of them in your bags right now, I just showed you one way that you will have to spend 750 Artisan's Mettle in the next week to min-max your professions before the raids open up. So 750, if you have that right now, that sounds like a lot. I'm telling you, that's going to be gone in 5 minutes. If you have 750 and you want to have these profession items, they're gone like that. And now you want to go to this NPC as well and buy yourself all the recipes you have the profession for, so the reputation for. You have 5 right here, for example, so 5 times 75 based on my bad math is probably about something like 400. So here we go, we have these two as well. So now we suddenly have 7 different techniques for inscription that I can buy right now, and they cost me 75 Artisan's Mettle each. And to min-max my inscription and go all the way in specializations, I want to have as much skill as possible, and I want to buy these recipes to get that first time craft bonus. Now granted, by getting the first craft bonus I get 5 Artisan's Mettle back as well, but yeah, you get my point. You will need a ton of these Artisan's Mettle, and in this video I want to give you guys actually two advice on how to get more Artisan's Mettle. So let's talk about that. Both the advice kind of ties in with each other, but you want to take them like one by one and then like bond them together, if you will, after a while. So first off, professions. Instead of going for your main professions first, go for alt professions and get the first time craft bonus. This will help you level up as well, for example, so you can go for an alt profession, and if you're not level 70 yet, you can use this to level up. And by using the Darkman Fair right now, you can go all the way from level 60 to level 68 just by doing professions, by doing the first time craft bonus. You can also, and this is key, you can also, when you're doing the profession bonuses, do the weekly quests over here as well. That gives you some extra metal, so you get weekly quests for every single profession at 50 skill. So do those for every single profession that you're doing on the way. And you also have treasures. So I'm going to be playing a clip from me on my stream right now, and I can show you guys me hunting for some treasures, and these treasures will give you 3 knowledge points and also 15 metal. So since we're doing all professions, the skill points don't matter at all, but the 15 metal, they matter a lot. So throughout the Dragon Isles, you will have some treasures located throughout the entire place, tied to your profession, and like I just said, they will give you 3 skill points each, and also they will give you 15 Artisan's Metal, so 5 metal for every single skill point. It is basically a way to give yourself some extra knowledge point in the profession itself, and you're also getting some bonus metal, and that is what we are after here. And so far we have found, like, there's a huge post on Reddit, and also Wowhead for that matter, that all gathers all of these treasures together, and I'll leave some links in the video description that you can go and check out when it comes to where to find these treasures. But yeah, there's about 7 of them for every single profession. So if you have 7 for each profession, that means plus 21 knowledge points, that once again for this video we don't actually care about. But there's also 15 times 7, so about 105 free metal, that it will take you about 15 minutes to gather. So 15 minutes for a bonus 105 Artisan's Metal, which goes super fast. So what I'm trying to say here, just summarize really quick, is that you should do the first time craft bonus on some other professions before grabbing your main professions. So let's say you want to have alchemy and inscription, for example. You can then grab something as so simple as leatherworking and tailoring first, and use the first time craft bonuses from those to stock up an Artisan's Metal before you start the professions you actually want to have. The good thing here is that, for example, things like tailoring and also like leatherworking are super cheap to skill up right now. If you set aside like up to 5,000 gold, you should be able to skill both of them up to 50 skill, and once you have 50 skill, you will have access to both the weekly quests for both professions, and you will also have crafted every single item that you have access to one time for that first crafted bonus, giving you plus 5 metal every single time. And by doing this, you will now have about 100 metal for each profession. So if you have tailoring and leatherworking first, you will have 200 metal just by having those professions and doing the first time crafts. And then you can also fly around, gather treasures for both, and now you have 400 Artisan's Metal. If you now do the same for example engineering and blacksmithing, you can have 800 Artisan's Metal before starting your main professions, and you can do this for every single crafting profession. So jewel crafting as well, do the same thing with jewel crafting as we just talked about, and do this with every single crafting profession, and yeah, that way you will have over 1,000 extra Artisan's Metal. It will take some time to set up, but Artisan's Metal is capped on a weekly lockout timer, so you will need a lot of them next week and the week afterwards, and you won't be able to get your hands on enough of them. So if you have a professional right now that you can throw away just to start getting some of the old ones, to skill them up to get that first time craft bonus and hunt those treasures, you can get yourself up to 1,000 Artisan's Metal, super simple, and it will take you roughly like 1 hour per profession to do everything. So if you're trying to get 1,000 Artisan's Metal, then set aside 10 hours and you should be good to go. Now, one thing I'll mention here is that because I'm making this video now and not at the launch, some people like you will probably have both your professions set up, but I'm telling you right now, if I delete the inscription here, I will still have my specialization points and my spec for inscription. The only thing I need to skill back up is the actual skill. So if I delete inscription right now, I will keep everything except my actual skill points. So if you have a profession like, for example, leatherworking or tailoring, that is super simple and super cheap to skill up, or you have a profession that is currently at 50 skill instead of 100 skill, you can easily throw that one away and still keep your specialization points and go and grab some Artisan's Metal from other professions before re-picking up your main profession. Either way, just like a nice little video to tell you guys about Artisan's Metal, which I know will be in very high demand this week, and this is how you can get yourself more than 1,000 extra metals. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, then please consider leaving a like down below and subscribing to the channel for more videos just like this one. And yeah, that's it, boys and girls. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again very soon. Peace out.